Hey there, welcome back. The time now is 4:15.
Yeah, before we get a check of our top stories, let's take a look at your weather and traffic with Samara.
Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Brooke. We're continuing to watch those winds. It will be a windy day. Temperatures are still going to be falling short of the average. So get your jacket going, but you will not need the umbrella. We continue to see those dry conditions all the way through at least a good portion of this week. But we will be dealing with bouts of gusty winds. The Santa Ana winds are with us. Temperatures, again, translating to about mid-60s. I have a closer look at how strong those winds are going to get coming up. In the meantime, we have you covered in our traffic department as well. We're going to take you now to Torrance on the southbound side of the 405 at Crenshaw Boulevard. A three-vehicle collision is currently blocking the two right lanes of traffic. CHP has started a traffic break at Artesia Boulevard, so just heads up that's where you're headed this morning. Send back over to you.
All right, Samara, thank you. Shock and grief across Southern California this morning after that mass shooting in Monterey Park at the Lunar New Year celebration over the weekend.
Yeah, I just want to break down for you. Here's what we know at this time. 10 people were killed. 10 people lost their lives Saturday night at the Star Dance Studio. The coroner will release the names after the victims' families have been notified. Another 10 people were hurt. We also don't yet know any of those names. Law enforcement officials say the suspect died by a self-inflicted gunshot during a traffic stop in Torrance. He has been identified as Hu Can Tran, a 72-year-old man who most recently lived in Hemet. LA County Sheriff Robert Luna would not share any possible motive for the massacre.
The mass shooting was one of the deadliest ever in California.
Yeah, it is the deadliest ever in Los Angeles County and has left the community in shock. Gina Silva has more.
This community is absolutely devastated. So many people are heartbroken, while others are angry that another mass shooting has taken place.
I was just heartbroken that people can't just celebrate with their families and safely, you know, it's just a scary world.
Our hearts and prayers go out to the victims.
Everyone's in shock, and yeah, just the timing of it, like during the Lunar Festival, just very crazy.
It was supposed to be a time for celebration, but the Chinese Lunar New Year festivities came to a screeching halt around 10:20 on Saturday night.
Piggy's radio saying there's multiple victims down.
A gunman entered the Star Dance Studio at 122 West Garvey Avenue in Monterey Park. He began shooting at everyone inside.
I thought they were fireworks, but something in me told me that, like, you know, they didn't really sound like fireworks. And then I heard the police rushing down.
When police arrived, they found a gruesome scene. Some 20 people had been shot. 10 were dead. The gunman was gone. David Duvall, a dance instructor at Star Dance Studio, wasn't there at the time of the shooting, but his student was, who described to David what she witnessed.
She hid under the table, and what else? She just said she was really scared. She saw the gunman. She said he had a long firearm, and she said she just didn't dare look at his face. And she said that the police got there, but after the gunman first finished shooting or whatever, maybe he ran out of rounds, I don't know, and he left, and then the police came.
About 20 minutes after the mass shooting, a male suspect walked into another ballroom in Alhambra, but the people at that location managed to take away his weapon.
I'm in this community a couple of times every week. I eat here, I go to the gym here, and I just felt like I wanted to bond with the community, and I came out today just to show my support.
It's a loss of life, and a loss of life is never an easy thing because families are hurting, and we know we're dealing with a very serious problem in this country. We're not addressing mental health, which is something need to be addressed.
It is a tragedy. It happens again and again. I don't know why they don't make sure there's gun control. I don't want to see that happen again.
Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
It is really, really sad. Obviously, again, we don't have a motive. We don't have any more information, you know, as far as why this happened. But what we do know is that this was supposed to be a celebratory time when it comes to a community. I know it's weird me talking to both of you about this, but that have been through so much and have been dealing with so much. And so I can understand an aspect of wanting a day to just start over and feel like, okay, hopefully a little of this is behind us and then something like this happens.
Lots of victims, and it's a community that's in mourning. So, you know, certainly our hearts go out to all of the victims and their families out there dealing with so much this morning.
Definitely, Brooke, you said it as well as Bob. This hit the Asian community very hard, and all communities, because we're all in this together. We live here. It's supposed to be a time of celebration, the Lunar New Year. My family celebrates Lunar New Year, and to be faced with this type of tragedy.
It's marked with this now.
We continue, yes, we continue to send our best to the families, and we're thinking about those victims. So we'll continue to be on top of the story for you. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and continue to watch our conditions weather-wise here. High wind warning continues to remain in place for all these locations, shaded in the darker tan there. We're looking at our mountain communities that will experience the strongest gusts. And it also applies to areas of the Inland Empire and Orange County, where wind speeds sustained are right around over 35 miles an hour. This is a Santa Ana wind event. It's coming out of the northeast, but there's a lot of cold air associated with it, and those pressure gradients are tightening between an area of high pressure situated just to the northeast of us and an area of low pressure just to the east of us, and the two combined is creating these very strong winds, and it does apply to our high desert regions as well. The highlighted areas are the locations that are currently seeing the stronger gusts, and even at this hour we're watching areas of John Wayne Airport where wind gusts even at this hour are pushing into the 30s. We'll again closely monitor all that for you. We are dry, and by Tuesday you can see here winds will subside. They will back off, and you'll slowly start to notice those winds even backing off as early as tonight. Temperature-wise, we'll keep it below normal. This weekend we saw temperatures in the low to mid-60s, and we'll continue that trend into today as well. We're actually going to see a little bit of a warm-up as those offshore winds create a little boost in temperatures. And on Thursday, another chance for Santa Ana winds to blow through Southern California. Will continue to be dry and mild. And then by late Sunday, there could be a hint that some moisture and some precipitation can make its way back to Southern California. Have a closer look at all that. Send back over to you, too.
All right, Samana, thank you. A new development in the classified document investigation, and it's more bad news for President Biden.
We're going to have a live report from Washington outlining what was just found in his home.